the respect of elections and the fact of elections, I think are just, what we see happening in Russia is very concerning. And, 30 years ago, we all, well, you're a little bit younger, but not that young. I mean, you saw, the fall of the wall in '89, and I think there were some real hopes that Russia, and for a while there were, that the Russian Federation was a true functioning republic. But that is clearly not the case, and it's really unfortunate, sad.
Yeah.
Now it's slid into just a pure dictatorship.
Yeah.
Ah,
So.
thank you very much.
Can I give my thank you? No.
Oh, look there.
Yeah. So that's the deputy president.
Mm-hmm.
Him here.
Yep.
On my part. Yeah.
Very good. Wow. Well, I am really, really looking forward to receiving that letter and continuing discussions. I think you're absolutely right. Something as critical as healthcare would be a great thing to discuss about. But I'm excited about these elections. I'm gonna start studying pretty close. Exactly.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
No, I know a thing or two about campaigning. Oh, you gotta watch out. I'll show up
No,
there.
Kenya is a vibrant democracy.
Yeah, it's great.
We really have freedom of speech.
Yeah.
Yeah, we really, yeah, it's a real, we're almost there toward becoming a full democracy.
That's great.
Yeah,
That's great.
for the last, how many years, 30 years, we've been having regular elections.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
It is. It's precious. Yeah.
There's a fun fact too. So it's about a country of about 50 million people.
Wow.
65, 70, about 65, 70% are below the age of 10.
No, that's not true.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
No, the median age.
Yeah, that's the median age.
No. We aren't such a.
It is really young. And this I was checking up, but anyway, I was checking the last census.
Yeah. Quite. So.
But either way, it's a young country.
I've actually.
Let me see it. Yeah.
This is the second time in a week I heard this statistic, that the population of certain African countries will exceed that of China at some point by the next century because of the manner in which the countries are dealing with it. Second time in like 2 or 3 days that I've heard this.
No, incidentally, my county is almost
Yeah.
the opposite.
Yeah.
No, Muranga is an aging society. Our county is an aging society. You find it as a very big proportion of the elder. Yeah, huge proportion. In fact, my county, the fatality rate of women is about 2. But by that, it's two children per every woman.
Which is considered,
Yeah, who is falling.
it is,
It's
because
falling.
I think.
It used to be 4.
It used to be 4.
But now we are almost 2.
Two.
In fact, I think it's a national.
Yeah.
It's a national rate.
Hmm.
So ours is not really around the population. Maybe
So the rates, so there's 50% women and 50% men, is that what you're
yes.
saying? Really?
No, he's saying like if you were to look at an average of how many children every woman is having,
Is having
it used to be 4.
Okay, now
Yeah,
it's
but
down.
now
Now
it's
it's going
down
down.
to 2. Yes.
Yeah.
And so what it means is that if the county has an aging population, it means that it has fewer young people.
It's not keeping up.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, and that's the driving. Because I know there's a time just a while back we were doing a paper in Highline, and that's we were looking at the recent census. Was it 2019? Yes.
Like now, ours, when you compare Muranga population of 2019, when they did the census,
Yeah.
and the one was last 10 years was 2009.
2009. Yeah.
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 We didn't increase our population at all.
Hmm.
Yeah.
It was 1 million.
Yeah.
Now it's 1.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's 1 million. It's 1 million.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah.
thank you.
Oh yeah.
But you said it's strictly the younger generation.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, by and large, because I mean, even when you look at it, just the demographics, just a casual, as long as the population is not growing, so it's aging, more or less, right? But then the replacement, and then the level, swells up, right? So that's the one that's productive, but at the same time also productive in terms of the new generation.
Right.
So when it's chopped off on both sides,
Right.
it
Yeah.
works.
Interesting.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, would you like to see my office?
Thank you.
Yeah, come on in. I got some pictures I can show you.
Fine.
Hey, Lydia, come on in. All right. So this room actually has all the prior mayors.
Oh, thank you.
So these are, and we switched, we used to have a city manager form of government. And these were all the mayors under the former form of government until we get to Skip Priest. He was our first elected mayor, and I'm the second elected mayor. I was elected 8 years ago.
Oh.
8 years, and I'm in my third term. And
So
now 4 years.
before they used to be the council?
Yes. Yeah, it was a city manager form. So it's now as the elected mayor, I run the whole city. And I work with the council. The council is the legislative body, and I'm the executive.
Who elects you? The people there?
People.
Yeah,
The
we
people.
do.
Yeah, the people in the community.
So you are from which party?
It's a nonpartisan race, but I'm in a race.
Oh, still not right.
No, it's a nonpartisan. I am a member of the Democratic Party, and I affiliate with the Democratic Party, but I don't run as a Democrat. Yeah.
Tell them what these two mayors,
Oh.
former mayors are now.
Yeah, actually, Jack Doby was mayor under the old system, now he's back on the council. Linda Kochmar was our mayor under the, she was actually the last mayor under that the former system, and now she's back on the council. So we,
They had left and now they've returned.
and now they're on the council, but they're former mayors.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank
We have, the council meets in here for important meetings to decide, certain policy issues, if we can't do it out there in public, under executive session. Yeah, so this is a conference room. It's called the mayor's conference room. But let's see the mayor's office.
Okay.
So before we go in my office, I want to show you something. So
Francis, watch out.
this picture, and I don't know if you've ever heard of Norman Rockwell, but back in America, back in the 30s and 40s, he was a very famous painter. And this picture is called Freedom of Speech, and it's an iconic picture that represents a citizen coming to a town hall meeting. And I told my wife when I first got elected to council, I wanted this picture because it speaks to what city council does, which is to hear from the public. That's a picture of Mount Rainier from Vashon Island. That's the Hyovis Waterway. That is a picture of the Earth from 700 miles out. It's referred to as the Blue Marble. When it was taken 20 years ago, it was the most detailed picture of the Earth ever taken. It was taken over a 3-day period. I've got my wife gave me this for Christmas one year. I read President Lincoln, and obviously we could spend all day talking about President Lincoln. But here's my office in here. I'll go this way, and you can see I really love black and white photography. So I'll get the folks in here. Come on in, you guys.
Oh,
So as you can see here, I've got my wife gave me this picture when I became mayor. This is the picture of Winston Churchill on the newly commissioned Prince of Wales, back right when the war in Europe was breaking out, and he was literally on his way to meet with FDR. So when I saw this picture and I told my wife there was a picture of Winston Churchill, I definitely wanted it in my office because it's just a great picture. It's a great moment in time. That was actually the second time that Winston Churchill met FDR. The first time was when they were both Navy officials in their own republics. As Churchill, many years before in World War I, was Lord of the Admiralty before he became PM in 1940. So this is a picture of, this is one of my favorite pictures. This was taken in a hotel room in Los Angeles. It's a copy of the picture. I've actually seen the original. It ran in Life magazine. And this was on the day that John F. Kennedy was nominated to become President of the United States. That's his brother. That's in a hotel in downtown Los Angeles. My family and I have actually stayed at this hotel. And do you know what they're thinking about? What they're talking about? They're trying to decide who the president was going to pick as his vice president. And what they didn't know, and they knew ultimately they were going to have to pick LBJ, who Bobby did not like and did not want, but they had to have it because they had to have Texas. And if they didn't have Texas, they wouldn't win. So here they are making a difficult decision. What they did not realize is that in that moment they were picking the next president of the United States because John F. Kennedy would be dead 3 years later. So it's a monumental decision. This picture right here is a picture that I've wanted of the Earth right there. That's called Earthrise, and that picture was taken on Christmas Eve of 1968 from one of the, I think it was Apollo 10, as it came around. Originally, the orientation of the original picture is actually the other way around because that's the way the astronaut took it. But that was the first picture taken of the Earth from the moon. And as you can tell, it's just hanging there like it was just out in the middle of space. And that obviously came in what had been a very tumultuous year for the United States in 1968, after we lost, Bobby Kennedy and Martin Luther King. So it was a very tumultuous year. It's also the year Richard Nixon became president, and there had been riots in the streets. This rock right here by Anna, this is my favorite place in the whole world, other than Federal Way. This is Cannon Beach, Oregon, and this is if you take a look at this picture, this is where my family goes for holiday. This is a picture at a different time, but that's called Haystack Rock. It's on the Oregon coast, and it's really one of the most beautiful locations.